Arnautovic bid rejected. United has submitted a bid and it's gotten rejected. Sane not for sale, and United still pushing in for Sesko in there for you. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys? And I know United fans all over the world aren't really feeling well because of this loss, but guys, if at all you've been here and I've always told you about what this team is all about, I've always addressed the midfield issue, that not until we address that midfield issue, we are not going to know the real potential of the players that we have at Manchester United. That's it. Last season, there are games when you played with Nemanja Matic, Paul Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes ahead of them in the through midfield, and they really looked great. Why? We had a sitting CDM, who goes by names of Nemanja Matic, then Paul Pogba in the down midfield pivot, in the for you, or even when Freddie played with Nemanja Matic, they really looked great, and you saw Bruno at least putting up some cameos. But now, because we don't have a CDM, that reference point in the midfield, we are really looking horrible and trash. So, I've said it in the video when I've reacted to what Erik ten Hag said about the match that we lost to Brighton. And I think let me readdress it. That anything that we are going to do this season and that we are not going to do depends on our midfield. If at all we strengthen our midfield, then this is something we are really going to never see again, losing to Brighton like this. I told you, remember the preseason when we really lost a side which goes by names Aston Villa? I came out and told you that everything should be done, but firstly, the CDM is needed, and not even one. We need two players, because even if that one gets an injury, meaning that we are going to go back to the same old song. That is the backyard shift. So I don't expect us to be even calling in for forwards or what. Or the problem is we need a central defense midfielder. Even when De Jong is going to come in through, he won't solve this problem alone. He won't. We need another CDM to play alongside Frankie De Jong. That's what I really believe. Because you're not going to play Frankie De Jong in every game. That's out. That's out. I really thought that maybe Scott McTominay and Freddie will know that obviously let's try to put a shift in, but they wouldn't. And I got it wrong, guys. I'm sorry about it. I come here to apologize because I thought that you would need a CDM in games of teams like Liverpool. You get Chelsea, those big teams. But even against Brighton, these players were outclassed, and it was not until Erik ten Hag shifted Eriksson to play into the CDM role. Yet he's not a CDM. He is not a CDM. And I think this has painted a very good picture to Erik ten Hag that we need a CDM immediately. And I'm not excited about Arnautovic. I'm not excited about Sane. I'm not excited about Anton right now, because even when they come in through, they are not going to get those balls. You've seen it with Sancho. How many times did we get him the ball? Even Rashford, having played very bad, you get? But you just have to get him on the ball. Then he really exposes himself. As they say that the more the monkey really climbs the tree, the more it exposes its private parts. You get? I want us to start blaming these forwards when the midfield is really powering in balls. Even if you bring in Arnautovic, because I know he's going to come in through, because a bid has been made by Manchester United and rejected, he's going to be coming, they're going to put an improved bid that Bologna wants. So, do you expect him to score from nothing? Guys, the problem to be addressed is all about the central defensive midfield. For you, welcome to this channel. Rock and David is my name. Let's start into this with the story of Arnautovic. For you, I'm going to by the way, I'm going to be so much divergent from very many people on what they are saying about this guy, because if you are asked to spend a night, you get, because we are having spaghetti and eggs and you don't want to eat it, to sleep on an empty stomach, you get, and have spaghetti and eggs. You'd rather go with spaghetti and eggs for starters. Reason being, ask yourself, are we having someone better? Alright, if Martial is better than Ronaldo, what if any of those gets an injury? We are left with what from the bench? Totally nothing. So, him coming in through, I'm going to give you the reason as to why Erik ten Hag wants him, and all goes back to the board, that this board had a very poor scouting system. You get? That's why we are into this, guys. Don't blame Ten Hag, don't blame McLaren for you. Just blame the board of United because they are not willing to spend. Why? Erik ten Hag wanted a player who goes by the name Darwin Núñez, And United couldn't match the realistic evaluation of Benfica. And they knew that we were into a bidding war with Liverpool. And obviously, if at all the Glazers were supporters of Manchester United, they would have gone in directly and really said, all right, let's outbid Liverpool. Let's convince this player to come to our side. You get? Those teams don't have more money than us, but they're having good boards that are really so much football minded. That's it. So today, just 10 minutes to the game of Brighton, this story was let out by... Sorry. All right. Yesterday's story came out of Leroy Sane being linked to Manchester United, and all of us were saying, oh, let's wait and see where it's going to go. But today, the director of Bayern Munich, that's Salih Hamdzik, he has said there is no truth to that. He's an important player for us. There is nothing to say about that all in the for you. That means Bayern is not willing to sell. But let's wait and see in this coming week, because all I expect in this week, we are going to be linked to very many players, and I know we are going to learn some two signings. I'm telling you this. The Glazers can't handle this. They can't handle the pressure. Obviously, today there have been demonstrations at Old Trafford, and trust me, if we accomplish this week, when we've not yet met any signing, you get, then the days of the Glazers are numbered. You get. Because our third game, when you're hosting Liverpool, the fans are really going to go rampant. They are going to go over the Glazers. They are going to come with boards in the for you. They are going to demonstrate again. This is not called for at United. If the only way the Glazers could turn this around, and I know they are good at this, they are good at spinning, they should bring in signings. That's why you see that we are into for people like Arnautovic, because they know we can get this done and dusted. But it's said that we've been in for Arnautovic for a very long time. But the Leroy Sane deal looks like it was just a deal that was being hinted about because we need a left-footed right winger. You get? But let's wait and see where that story is going to go. I really see it as something that can happen. Reason being, even Arsenal was so much linked to Leroy Sane, meaning that there is something not going right at Bayern Munich with Leroy Sane. Maybe he's not happy, and maybe something's not going on. And never trust the words of football directors of the club, managers. You get? A player like Chicharella left Brighton, and the team was still holding onto the fact that they've not agreed a deal with any club team, with any team. Yet the deal has been already accomplished by Chelsea, and Fabrizio had given us a here we go. You get? So don't listen to that. But Leroy Sane would be a very good signing for Manchester United, and I really believe that if at all you are told that you are spending £60 million on Leroy Sane and 70 on Anthony, guys, however much I like Anthony, I go in for Leroy Sane because I know what he can do. He has competed at Man City, and he left not because he was bad, but because the manager really felt like he was not really suiting his system. He went to Bayern Munich. He's having a fantastic season. And if at all you tell me that a player of Eredivisie is putting in results, 12 goals and 13 assists, then this other player of Bayern Munich putting in more than that, then I'd rather go for that of Bayern Munich because he knows in the situation that we are playing in. So Leroy Sane for me any day, I go for Leroy Sane over Anthony. So let's wait and see what's going to come from a Leroy Sane deal and see what is going to happen in here onto the channel, which goes by names of United Matters channel. Smash the like button, guys, and endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now today it's been broken by Dimarzio. Dimarzio is a football transfer expert for years, and he is in Italy, and whenever he comes out and really says something about Italy, just open your ears, clean your eyes, and give it maximum attention. As we play 10 minutes to the game of Brighton, a story was broken by Dimarzio that Man United interested in signing Marco Arnautovic. Bid made of 80 million euros, that is 7.2 million pounds, would be a player to bolster attacking options. Ten Hag and McLaren worked with him at FC20, admired for his character and strength. That is what came out first. Then, But Telegraph told us that Ten Hag believes Arnautovic can provide a cut price solution in what has become an emergency situation. He can also play out wide in there for you. So I really believe that us going in for this guy is not bad, as very many people are really coming out and portraying it. In an abnormal situation, you have to act abnormally. You see, what we need is to see us setting stability at this club. And how do you set stability right now? Because Anton Martial has proven to you is a good striker, injury prone. Ronaldo wants to leave. You get? Then what do? You have to be chasing for Sesko and another centre forward, because Erik ten Hag has stressed it to the board that I need 3 centre forwards. Anton Martial, if Ronaldo goes, get me 2. If Ronaldo stays, get me 1. You get? People are so much stressing about his age. For me, I'm not worried about any player we're bringing at Manchester United. You get? Provided we sort the midfield area. That's me. Because every player you want to see perform well at United depends on what we call the activity in the midfield. If your midfield is shambles, don't expect Ronaldo to shine. Even if you have Messi, Haaland, and Kylian Mbappe leading the line, when you're having a midfield of Scott McTominay and Freddie, don't expect them to thrive. That's it. Don't at all. Then, Andy Martin told us that United have been speaking to Serie A side Bologna about signing Marko Arnautovic since it became apparent that Cristiano Ronaldo's future may not be at Old Trafford. First offer of £9 million rejected. So, others are saying 8 million euros, 9 million pounds is there for you. So we wait and see what is going to happen from that offer in there for you. And I really believe that if the offer has been rejected, then another one is going to be submitted. And I think by tomorrow evening, United would have gotten this deal done and dusted in there for you. Simon Jones from the Daily Mail Sport had this to say about this. He told us that United are working to bring in another forward, regardless of whether Cristiano Ronaldo remains at the club beyond the transfer window in there for you. That is another confirmation to us that Erik ten Hag has told the board that please, if Ronaldo stays, I need another player in there for you. So then Telegraph went ahead to let us know that this bid was rejected. United have had a 7.2 bid rejected by Bologna for Marko Arnautovic, but are likely to make an improved bid. It is understood that he is extremely keen to make a switch to Old Trafford, meaning that United are really trying to make another bid for a man who goes by names of Arnautovic. So to me, I really believe that this is something we should go on and really see happen as soon as possible. And secondly, let's not be so much negative about this. You get? People have been negative about these players in the for you. That means if at all you are negative about a player that the manager wants to bring in, you get? Then you're not backing him. And I've seen people contradicting themselves. He comes out and says that if at all you don't want Ronaldo to stay and go, then you're not backing the manager. Then why are you going onto your platform and really say that you don't want Arnautovic to come in through when we've been told that it's what the manager wants? It's a quick fix. Meaning that you are contradicting yourself too on blocking a signing that the manager wants to come in through, because he worked with Ten Hag and McLaren at FC20. And there is no way a manager like Erik ten Hag is going to accept to really bring in a player whom he doesn't know, a player whom has not yet worked with. I told you that United had the following players on their short list. Richarlison, Declan Rice, Ruben Neves, Calvin Phillips. Who else? Which other player did I have on their list? Chiomini. All of those, he said, no, I don't want any of those. He told them, I want De Jong, Darwin Núñez, who went to Liverpool, Julian Timber / Lisandro Martinez, Anthony, Malacia, Demafries. Those are the players that you told them, please get me those players. You get? So, he's sticking on his plan. And one thing I've liked about him is that after losing out on Darwin Núñez, he's chasing in for Sesko and Arnautovic. One for the future, another one for the quick fix. That's what he wants. So, I don't see the reason as why we're in here trying not to be negative so much onto this. Now, Samuel Lucas, he's a chief United correspondent for the Manchester Evening News. He told us that United are considering recruiting Arnautovic, so Ten Hag has an alternative option who can help the team grind out wins. Arnautovic is seen as a potential game changer off the bench. You've heard it. To me, I don't see any problem having Arnautovic at Manchester United. Why should we have any problem having Arnautovic at Manchester United when he is really going to add something to us? That's why people came in here and really said, we don't want Cavani. He's injury prone. In his first season, he netted close to 18 goals. You get? So, if Arnautovic is wanted by Ten Hag, get Ten Hag Arnautovic. Get him Arnautovic. You get? Then Samuel Lucas told us that United view Marco Arnautovic as a pragmatic, short-term option to support the starting forwards and an ideal character for a dressing room, still struggling for self-belief after last season in there for you. So you need inexperienced players, by the way. Let me tell you, you can't go in and bring in players who have not done it before. Arnautovic has the Premier League experience. Secondly, Erik ten Hag and McLaren know this player. They know him very well. They know his attributes. They know what he brings on the field of play. And the player also knows these managers. Why do you want a manager to go in and fetch in a person whom he doesn't know? He has been here for just a short period of time. The board has not got him the signings he wants. Now he has to do this with a short fix. All of this is the board doing this. You get? So I see no reason as why someone should go in on such a player that we shouldn't bring him in. If a player is better than what we've got, 100% support him to be brought at Manchester United in here. So that's it. Now, another confirmation that United is 100% into for this guy comes in from Daniel Arnautovic, brother and agent of Marco Arnautovic. He said it's true that there is an offer from a well-known club. I'm in contact with Bologna to see if that can be realized in the future. So to me, let Arnautovic come in through, guys. Let him come in through. Secondly, when he comes in through and he's present, at least we'll say, even if Ronaldo goes and wins Benjamin Sesko, we'll be having 3 center forwards. So, to me, let him come in. Let him come in. Let him come in. Let him come in. And trust me, in today's game, he would have given you much more better than what Ronaldo gave you because Ronaldo is unfit. That's it. And Ronaldo is a player who doesn't want to be here. So, people are wanting us to keep a player who doesn't want to be here when there is a player outside there who wants to come at Manchester United. Let's bring in Arnautovic here. Let Arnautovic step on the field of play. Let him score goals. Let Ronaldo leave if he wants to go. You get? We are all into this space because of Ronaldo. That's it. So, if he doesn't want to be here, let him thrown out of the bus and we bring another player. Someone will tell me that, look at Arnautovic. He's really a player that is not all that proven. I tell you, Lewandowski is 33 years. You get? Arnautovic is not coming at United to be our lead striker or our first striker. No. Arnautovic is also 33 years. You get? He scored 14 goals in 33 games in the Serie A. Tell me, a striker who can't really score in goals at United, if at all, will rectify our midfield. It's all about the midfield. If we make it better, then no one will come here and complain about Arnautovic, maybe, or Benjamin Sesko, or what. If you are winning, and winning convincingly, because the midfield is the reason that you should stand on most to win convincingly, then why not get this guy in? Obviously, he's going to come in. Hate him or love him, he's coming in because his brothers confirmed to us that United are in for him. Then Rob Dawson, a correspondent of Manchester United for ESPN, has also gone ahead to confirm to us that United are in talks to sign Benjamin Sesko and Mark Arnautovic. The two moves are considered separate. United remain in talks with RB Salzburg for Benjamin Sesko. So, guys, I don't want people to spread negativity onto this deal. Guys, just know that United being in for Mark Arnautovic has not pulled out the Benjamin Sesko deal. They will believe that the deal of Benjamin Sesko might take some time to get resolved, like 1 or 2 weeks, yet we need another centre forward immediately. And that's why we're going in for Marco Arnautovic. Why? Ronaldo wants to leave, obviously, and if at all he leaves towards the end of the transfer window. And with that, we are dead. So it's either why see ahead. Ten Hag sees this as an opportunity to bring in Arnautovic, then sign in Benjamin Sesko. So Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United is coming. And first, who is coming first? Obviously Arnautovic. Rob Dawson is telling us that United is in both for these because we want centre forwards who are 3 in number, meaning that Ronaldo is really out of the plans for this club. That's it. Then we've had Gary Neville. Gary Neville was speechless and couldn't comment about Arnautovic. Gary Neville, this is what he said: the first thing you do when Manchester United call is reject the bid. The reality is they are now negotiating for a worse option than yesterday. No comment on Mark Arnautovic either for you. So to me, I really believe that if you asked me at the beginning of the season that we are going to go in for a 33-year-old centre forward known as Mark Arnautovic, I wouldn't have believed it. But right now, it's what is happening. And trust me, after December, after the first set of the Premier League is done and the players head to the World Cup for 1 month away, I think Ten Hag would have realized what the Premier League is all about. Secondly, and which players he needs at the club and those he doesn't need at the club. That's it. That's what's going to happen to him. He would have known who he needs and who he doesn't need at Manchester United. That's it. And obviously, God loves Ten Hag. He's going to play until November, the first week of November. Players will head to their national teams and go to the World Cup in Qatar. Then he'll have close to 5-6 weeks of really knowing who should I sign in. You get? And that period will be used by Manchester United and the board and Ten Hag to address the issues, because we'll be knowing who else he needs either for you. So we are being told by Gary Neville there's not going to comment about Arnautovic either for you. But trust me, if Ronaldo is leaving and you're bringing Benjamin Sesko and Mark Arnautovic, to me it's not bad. It's not bad because that's squad depth. In the game today, you would change your system to a 4-1-3-2 and have 2 centre forwards, of which we only had 1. You get? I really believe that if at all you have a certified CDM, Brighton leading you by 2-0, you just shift your system. You put in a CDM, maybe Sangare or Ruben Neves or Tedemans in the midfield to play as a single pivot, to play in a single pivot role. Then you get Eriksson, Sancho, and maybe Bruno playing as the attack-minded midfield 3. Then you get Anton Martial and Ronaldo to lead the line. You get? Because you want more goals. So if you are lacking depth in your midfield, then you can't do that. You can't do it at any moment in there for you. So to me, I really believe that we are really short in there for you. But to me, I still emphasize my point. All in all, we need to sign midfielders first. 2 midfielders in. Let Scott McTominay not lie to you, Ten Hag, that is going to get that job done. No way. Let Freddie not promise you that he's going to play as a CDM. No way. Meaning that even if we bring in 1 CDM, we should bring another CDM to get the job done. Now, there is a story that I'm completing this video with, coming in from Andy Morton. He has been on BBC and very many others in the EU, and Sky Sports has told us that scouting department has recommended forwards Erling Haaland, Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, and Benjamin Sesko. Some of them several times in recent years, but none have been signed. So it shows you weakness in the department of United, that these young talents that we could have gone and fetched in easily enough, we've not gotten them. Erling Haaland is one of those. He snubbed us because we had a fake manager, that is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and went to Borussia Dortmund. Now he's at City. Luis Diaz, obviously. Luis Diaz. See what he's doing at Liverpool. If you're given Rashford and Diaz, who do you take? I take Luis Diaz on any day. That's it. Darwin Núñez. He slipped through our hands, negotiating a deal with him for like 3 weeks, and we couldn't really get this deal done. Liverpool comes in, boom, takes the player. Now Benjamin Sesko, And if at all you don't get Benjamin Sesko, then this board will be really so much to blame. Everything to blame is all about the board, guys. I don't really look at Ten Hag in wanting Arnautovic. It's all because the board was told to sign in Darwin Núñez and they couldn't really sign that player. That's why we've reached the Arnautovic level. And if at all you say Arnautovic should come at Manchester United, then you are like telling Ten Hag you shouldn't be the manager of Manchester United, because for him he's trying to get in these signings that he wants. This is like a second choice. And obviously if Benjamin Sesko comes in through, it will be good for us. You get? Because we just want to see ourselves not playing the Champions League next season. We have to fumble out results. You get? So midfield is really so much pivotal to me. We should get in a midfielder for Erik ten Hag and many more in there for you. So guys, tell me what you think about Arnautovic bid rejected, Leroy Sane not for sale, and Benjamin Sesko coming in, and United are still pushing for this deal to happen. And that's what I had for you. I'm out for now. See you later. Our last video of the day. I've talked a lot, guys, but I think you guys have really enjoyed the day. I'm out.